Well, hello, Aries, and welcome to Mystic Door Tarot. This is Barb with a mid-month reading for August. Now, I do hope everyone's doing well, enjoying the last few weeks of summer, and this month has really just flown by. So let's just dive in and see what the cards are revealing for the last 2 weeks of August. I was on vacation almost for the first couple of weeks of August. So I didn't get to do the regular monthly reading. So this is the last 2 weeks, so the last half of the month. So let's see what crystal's coming out for that. And we have moss agate. Nourish your beginnings. All great things start from a small seed. And a stone of new beginnings and abundance, it attracts prosperity and is connected to nature spirits. Okay, very nice. All right, let's take a look at the tarot. Again, I'm doing the last 2 weeks of the month. We're at that mid-month point, Aries. Messages and guidance for Aries, please. What do we got going on for what would be the third week? Message for the third week. Thank you. And the last week of August. Message for the last week of August. All right. And what's the tea leaf message for these weeks? Looking at that third week, what is tea leaf message? There we go. And the last week of August, tea leaf message. Okay. Usually there's a card that flies out, but they did not. Okay. And let's pick a clarifying card. And let me give this a bit of a shuffle. Okay. Can we clarify the third week, please? All right. And clarifying the last week in August. All right. All right, Aries. So third week, that would be right now. We have the Major Arcana card, the Chariot, coming through. So for some of you, with it still the last few weeks of summer, some of you could be taking a quick vacation right before the summer ends. You could be traveling. But this is also stepping into your own power, grabbing the reins, charting a new course. It could be a new adventure, and doing what's best for you. Now, the 7 energy with this Chariot card is one of introspection. So for some Aries individuals, you could be deciding, what is it that I want at this time? How do I want to move forward? Do I want to, if you're in a relationship, you might be re-examining the relationship. If you're single looking for love, you might be re-examining where you have to travel for that. Maybe going to new places, new cafes, new coffee houses, things of that sort. So it is about really taking control of your life. And that is this current week as we're going into it, as you're probably seeing the reading. So let's look at the tea leaf message for this third week. Woo, we have Bat. Take care. Enemies are working against you. Wow. The immediate message that's coming through in conjunction with the Chariot card is you're taking off from somewhere. You're taking off, getting out of maybe a hostile work environment, or, just getting away from this kind of energy here. Now, if you really think about it, bats go into a dark area. They're like undercover. So this is about being very careful in what you say and what you do at this time during this third week. There's what I want to say could be frenemies. You would readily know who is working against you, but it's the person that puts on that phony face, the frenemies that you really have to worry about. They're waiting. They're just ready to strike at the first opportunity. So be wary of that. And I do feel with the Chariot card being here, major arcana cards signify some kind of change. Again, might leaving a workplace or getting out of a relationship, possibly where you live, that kind of a scenario. So let's clarify the week. Something new is going to take off. This Eight of Wands can be good news coming in rather quickly. So you're grabbing the reins, you're getting the heck out of here. So there could be a situation, a relationship, a circumstance that you're in. Maybe you're wanting to get out of where you're living currently. Maybe the rent is going up. Something's working against you here, or has the potential for that, Aries. So I love the Eight of Wands showing up, almost kind of save the day, that there's good news coming in. It's coming in very quickly. You're going to grab the reins, and you might find yourself ending a relationship very quickly, or, leaving a hostile work environment, like I said, and just grabbing the reins and moving on. So let's see what the last week of the month is. Oh, major arcana card, the Hermit. Now, 2 major arcana cards, so there's significant change in this last half of August here. This is the star of hope in the Hermit's lantern. So you are really giving a lot of thought as to what you want to do next, Aries. So 7 energy is one of introspection, and the 9 energy is one of kind of reviewing what has taken place. It's shining the light on you now moving forward, maybe sticking up for yourself, standing your ground, leaving this negative energy in the dust. There's good news coming in. So very, very quick movement, I feel like this Chariot is going fast, and coupled with the Eight of Wands, this could be why you got the moss agate here, a stone of new beginnings and abundance here. So if you have moss agate, make sure you have it for the last half of the month. And the tea leaf message for the end of the month. We have broken bridge, unsuccessful outcome to a problem. Now that's right next to the bat. I feel like this is destiny, Aries, that there might be a work situation that there's no way around it, and you really decide to grab the reins and exit as quickly as possible. So something's just not working out, whether it's your job or where you're living or what you've been working on, maybe a project, you're kind of putting it on the back burner. Certainly can be relationships as well. Let's clarify the week. We have the Hierophant. Another major arcana card here. So Hierophant could really get you, you could be seeking out some advice. It could be someone, I'm picking up for some Aries that it's kind of like, I want to say a recruiter. It's not so much a mentor, it's a recruiter. So for some of you, you might be looking at, a recruiter to find you something different and quick, or it can be that this swift news comes from a recruiter. Somebody's giving you this good news. You're finding it out, and you've got the star of hope where you're looking at your situation and you're truly seeing the truth to the matter at hand. So whatever problem that was going on, there's no way to fix it. So that could be in regards to a relationship. That could be where you're living. If you rent and there's a rent increase, there's no way around it. It's going up. That's it. You're going to leave the circumstance or situation or that kind of environment or the relationship, whatever it may be. 5 energy with the Hierophant can be something that isn't just easy peasy. Ending a relationship or ending a job, you got to turn in that resignation and maybe have that conversation with your supervisor. Same thing with a relationship. You need to have that conversation, difficult conversation, that it is now over. So let's pull a final message here for you, Aries. But it looks like you've got a handle on this with the Chariot. You're reviewing everything that you're involved with, some good news coming in. I do feel like if it is a job, You're getting out of a very hostile work environment. Or it might not be so much the people, it might be the circumstances or the situation that you're in at work. And you're getting out of that. So this, with the moss agate here, it is new beginnings, abundance, prosperity coming in. So final message here. Ooh, and it just popped out. You aren't done. You are just getting started. Now here it's a car, but very much the Chariot energy here. So Aries, that's the messages for the last half of the month. Thank you so much for joining me and sending you love and abundance to make it a great week.